How much consideration have you ever really given to the power of your breath? So, breath is life. It is life force energy. Without our breath, we're not even alive. So, it's not just something keeping us alive, it is almost like one of our best life asset tools to help us really thrive and feel our best. And it does not get the credit it deserves in our society. People just don't talk about the power of breathing and the power of breath work enough. So, breathing is something like when you are really stressed out, okay? Maybe you're even on the verge of having a panic attack. If you are in that fight or flight, heavily stressed out mode, the very best and first thing you should always do is stop everything you're doing and breathe. And not just breathe. Oh, breathing in general is fine, but really do some deep breathing. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a little bit. So the benefits of doing what we call breath work are endless. Clearly, it reduces stress, anxiety, depression. Studies have proven that it helps you relax and promotes well-being in general. It increases mindfulness, helps you get into the present moment. Now, why is that so important? All we ever have is the present moment. We no longer have the past, and we don't have any idea what the future holds. Neither can we control it. And all we ever truly have is the present moment. And all stress and anxiety simply comes from worrying mostly about what the future holds and trying to control it, or worrying and pondering on the past, things we've done, things we wish we did differently. It's all the source of our stress and anxiety. So when we can actually get present in the present moment, that is where we find true peace and true happiness. And our life's true mission and true journey should really consist of trying to consistently be present at all times. Are we able to always do that? No, it's not really humanly possible. But it should be a goal to consistently be as present as we possibly can at all times, okay? It's also very spiritual. When you do some real concentrated breath work, it removes what we like to call the ego and gets you to connect to your real true self. So your ego is, in the simplest of terms, your mind and your pride and your need to I don't know, be in control. But your true self at your core, that 11-ounce bundle behind your heart, your soul, that is your true self. And doing meditation and breath work really helps you connect to that part of yourself. So let's talk about breath work in more detail. So first of all, how do we breathe? If you look at a baby breathes in its belly. Its belly rises and its belly falls because that's our natural state of breathing. And as we get older, we start to breathe more from our throat and our chest. And so doing breathing practices helps us start to learn how to breathe more from our belly, which is how we best oxygenate our full body. Does that make sense? So when you're doing breath work, the best way, and there's lots of different types which we can talk about, but the best way to do it is to breathe into your stomach. Okay, some people even say breathing down into your lower back, your abdomen, your diaphragm, but just breathing as deep as you can in through your nose. So it's starts all the way down into your stomach, and then you focus on it going into your chest and then into your collarbone. And some people even like to say, imagine it going up into your brain. And sometimes when I do really deep breathing, I try to breathe all the way up to where I like feel it going up into my brain, right? And then exhale. You can exhale through your nose, or you can exhale through your mouth, and there's a jillion different ways to do that. It's whatever you kind of feel comfortable doing, or whatever type of formal breath work technique you're using. So let's just go through a couple. Again, there are so many different techniques for breath work, but I just want to go through a couple and explain what they mean, that studies have shown really do help you get the benefits that we just talked about in the last slide. So box breathing. Box breathing is breathing in for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 4, releasing your breath for a count of 4, and then holding it again for a count of 4. So you see it's like a box. So beats 4 sides, right? So I'm just going to do a demonstration. Well, no, you know what? I'm not going to do demonstrations. You get the points. To breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, out for 4, and then at the end, hold it for 4. And I like to do breathing exercise always like either laying down, but I really like sitting straight up. If you're just doing a general breathwork exercise, sitting straight up or sitting Indian style, like in a meditation position, is really good. You can do a mudra like the girl in this picture is doing with your hand. There's all kinds of different mudras you can do. And so it's just, you want to do that deep breathing into your stomach, into your chest, and into your brain, and then releasing it slowly. And so that's just one way. Another way that's really good for when you're in an intense, stressful situation and you really want to calm your mind and find balance, alternate nostril breathing is really good. And the way you do that is you hold one nostril, you breathe in, breathe out. Or some people like to use different fingers or like their ring fingers. There's different ways you can do it, but the point is breathe in one nostril, breathe out the other one, breathe back in that nostril, and breathe out the other one, and so on and so forth. And you can do this for as long as you like. This really helps calm the nervous system. All breath work does helps get you really centered and clear. This is a really great breath work tool. Really, my favorite is to just make up my own. What I really like to do, I sit Indian style close to how this girl is sitting, and I just breathe in kind of slowly, as hard as I possibly can, all the way up to the top, and I hold it, sometimes for about a count of 4, sometimes as long as I just feel like holding it, and then just release it out of my mouth. With pursed lips, and I let my exhale be really long. That's one really good way to do it. So you don't have to count. Counting keeps the good part about counting is it keeps your thoughts away, but you don't have to count. But if you want to just count as you're breathing so that it keeps your thoughts away, you don't have to have a set number. Hold it and breathe and let go. I don't always hold it at the bottom, but that's always my go-to. But everyone's going to have their favorite ways of breathing. It's the options are really endless. There's another one called the Wim Hof method. If you've ever seen on Netflix the series Goop, I think the Wim Hof method is like episode 2. He is amazing. He's a funny guy, and his breathwork strategies are really powerful. Also, like how he talks about going and taking a cold shower or getting in the snow after some intense breath work. There's women on there that talk about how they did this with him, and they used to have panic attacks regularly. They never had any panic attacks after it. It's pretty remarkable. Research Wim Hof. He's got incredible stuff out there about breath work. He also has an app. It's just the Wim Hof app. And it is a tool that takes you through how to breathe through his method. It's really intense, and you definitely have to lay down for this. When I've done this, I mean, you go to like different places. Like, I almost thought, like, am I doing this right? Because I was kind of hyperventilating, it felt like, and my whole body was like shaking and felt really cold, but apparently that's how it's supposed to be. And I just, if you ever want to change your state, do some intense breath work. And Wim Hof, his is very, very intense. Highly recommend you check that out. Just go on YouTube and look up different kinds of breath work. Find what you really like that works for you. And I highly recommend including this into your daily practice. I always do breath work before I meditate, always. Even though some of my guided meditations do take me through some breathing exercises, most of them do. If I'm in a place where I'm like, I just kind of woke up a little bit, off that day and I really need to get centered, which is what breath work really helps you do, I just do my own breath work before I do my meditation. And sometimes when I do the breath work first, I'm in such a present higher self state, like it's almost an alternate reality, that I don't even need a guided meditation. I can just sit there and do a quiet meditation because I'm just in that breath work zone. It really try it and you'll see what I mean. It's a very spiritual thing as well, truly. So breath work, so important, and also extremely healing. If I didn't mention that yet, it's so healing and really boosts your immune system. So your activity, if you're in a spot where you can do it, I highly recommend, since we've been talking about it, just sit and do a quick breathing exercise right now. If you want to make up your own, if you want to do the box breathing, maybe the alternate nostril, choose your poison, right? Not your poison, your pleasure. And then after you do it, just sit there and write down how you feel. It's remarkable. This is not just something that you do and you're like, I feel nothing. You will feel dramatically different. And then, of course, consider adding breath work to your morning routine in one way I mean, you can do it before you go to bed. Sometimes if I have trouble sleeping, I'll just do some real deep, heavy breathing, and it really calms me so much, and I can go to sleep so much easier. So whatever you do, in one way or another, incorporate breath work into your life. It will dramatically help you, especially with your stress and anxiety. No doubt about it. Okay? Enjoy!